I have finally watched Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And I have to say, it was okay. Like, the story was fine. It wasn't particularly very much. It wasn't a very intriguing Doctor Strange story, to at least, but the visuals were good and it was entertaining enough to have my attention for a long span of time. Yeah. So I did not expect to enjoy Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness as much as I did. I watched all the reviews on it and I went into expecting something that was a complete mess, as they put it. But when comparing Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness to even something like Eternals, the Doctor Strange or even Shang-Chi, the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is a step above those movies. It's more entertaining than Shang-Chi ever was. The story is more contained than Shang-Chi ever was. The story is more, you can follow the story a bit easier than Eternals, and the character motivation to a degree makes sense. And you understand and you follow them through it. My biggest complaint with the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is in the first act, you can say, the first part of the movie, when Doctor Strange had to go to Christina's wedding and all this type of thing. To be honest, I think that what should have happened is that he shouldn't have went. And I think if they stood true to Doctor Strange's character, yes, he loves her. However, I think that his pride probably wouldn't have allowed him to go, because at the end of the day, you understand, it might probably be despair, whatever. But to me personally, I believe that's a very disrespectful thing to invite somebody that you used to date that disappeared for a little while, for 5 years, not really a little while, 5 years, because something that he could not have controlled to save the world. But then you still invite him at the wedding. It's a bit insulting. And he went. So it's still, I think it was a bit insulting to the character, and I think the writers should have, allowed him to get an invitation, but let him not go. Show him getting an invitation and just show him not going. I think they should have started back out right after he came back and finished defeating Thanos. What happened? They should have picked up right after that fact, really, and showed, But either way, they thrust us into it. But I think they should have, if they didn't want to start, they should have started with him getting an invitation and him deciding not to go. I think that would be a better outcome. I think that would just make the thing better all along. And also, you could have still have him noticing the fight outside, because you could have it near his building instead of near the wedding, and it still would have the same outcome, still would have the same impact, really. I believe it would still have the same impact. The most interesting thing I realized that MC has been doing is that everybody knows that they're a superhero. I don't remember what happened in Doctor Strange 1, but I don't think anyone really knew per se that he has powers in Doctor Strange 1. And there wasn't any reporters around when they defeat Thanos. So was there a press conference somewhere that they had? Because with Tony Stark, when the world knew that Tony Stark was Iron Man, there was a press conference. So we understood that. But was there a press conference for Doctor Strange? And for the Avengers? Why does everybody know that these people are, But either way, you can forgive that a bit. But apart from that, the story is very fine. By the books, by the numbers. I think the most disjointed thing is Wanda's character. Even I who watch WandaVision, I think it was kind of even though they did set up in WandaVision in the last part when she was going to the dark hole, so that did kind of set it up, but it still feel, I don't know, it still feel like it's a reset on her character. But I like the darker tone of this movie. I've seen a lot of Marvel movies these days. Shang-Chi tried to crack some jokes. None of the jokes work in that movie. Eternals was boring as hell, but kind of serious for the most part, and still tried to implement some jokes, but it did not work. Jokes are flat, movie was boring, whatever. But I think Doctor Strange being serious, this was a serious movie, and I really enjoyed it being a serious movie, because all of the Marvel stuff with all the jokes even in the series was getting a bit annoying. So it's good and refreshing to see something a bit more serious on the plate. Yeah, so my biggest complaint is that the writing, there's some parts of the writing in terms of with the dialogue that felt weird. Like, it felt kind of cheap in the writing. Like, they didn't have a better way to communicate certain things. The writing didn't feel as tight as even the first Doctor Strange. Because even if you probably go back here, can't find a problem, but I think the first Doctor Strange, the script was a bit tighter in dialogue and everything, whatever. And one thing that kind of bugs me is that they kind of removed Doctor Strange's agency in a bit, because nothing that he really does, which I understand that part to a degree, because I think that what they were trying to go for is just they want him just to be thrust into this chaos that he doesn't really understand what's happening. And I get it. And I think it works to a point, but at some point, I think there was a specific scene where I think he was, when he possessed the dead Doctor Strange's body, and Christina had to whisper something that, oh, use it. I think it would be a better outcome if, you keep that scene exactly like how it is. Christina get attacked by it, and Doctor Strange senses it, and then he just controls it himself. You didn't really have to, she shouldn't have to tell him to control it. He should have just knew or instinctively tried to control it. So I think that was a very missed opportunity right there, to show that he's still confident in his own ability and those kind of stuff. I think that is a missed opportunity right there. And to be honest, I don't really have much complaint. Overall, I think there are certain things that certain things in reviews that people have said, like, oh, when you went to Wanda, when you went to Wanda and you found out that Wanda was the one up behind you all along, I think what should have happened is that there should have been a fight scene there of him trying to imprison Wanda or something like that, and then she get away, and then he have to like catch up, basically. There should have been something like that, and I think not having that was a very missed opportunity. And then again, to when he meet Wanda and tell Wanda she was justified in controlling the villagers, man, I think that shouldn't have been, because that was the biggest problem that I had it in WandaVision at the last part of it, when I think it was Rambo, I don't remember what her specific name was, but I think it was Rambo or something. It said that, oh, you were justified in what you were doing. No, basically saying that they won't know what you have sacrificed. I think that threw me out of WandaVision, and they came back again with something similar to that. Well, you were justified and you said things right, and no, she was not justified. Now, because you're in pain, that doesn't mean you're justified to enslave people. That's not justifiable. Slavery is not justifiable because you're in pain. That is wrong, objectively. So I think they should not have put that in the script, but they did anyway. So the thing is that it gives a kind of like, slightly, like, I don't know. They shouldn't have put that. That was really, really bad writing right there. They should have just simply, I don't know how he could have made that scene work, really, because he actually went to her for help. But I don't know how you could have made that scene work. But they shouldn't have let him go to her for help to begin with. You could have not let her go for help. You could have find some other way to reveal that she's behind of it, or even if it does make him go to her for help. They should have kept her being behind it as a secret until like he actually. If they did it like. There was any sign until they went to the place, and then she unveils that she wanted the girl. I think that would be a better way to structure it than just telling she just revealing it and then he just going back and say, oh, she's coming. I think that was very cheap and very dumb. I think even if he found out at the end, I think that's Dr. Strange would have tried to contain her and stop her from there and then, instead of allowing her to come to the temple. So I think that was a very not wise thing to do in terms of writing. However, for the most part, the series was entertaining. The including of the Illuminati was very cheap. I see what people say was very cheap. It's like they're there and they're gone. The thing when Reed said, oh, talking about Black Bolt and his powers, I think that was really stupid. I literally, I was watching it and literally had to kind of stop because that was really stupid. Why would you say that? That was a dumb thing to say. Because you just basically give the enemy your secret weapon away, and he, rightfully so, destroyed it. So I think a lot of things that happen in this series is so that Wanda can have the upper hand, and it's kind of a cheap way to do it. Because, so to be honest, there was part of the series that gave chill, but it wasn't a chill that, oh, it was showing off Wanda's power, because a lot of the fights that Wanda won, she should not have won like that, because the way they structure the fights are very lazy, so it didn't really showcase it that, oh, she's really powerful. It just seems like people make mistakes and allow her to win in a sense. So it kind of cheapened her as a villain, and yes, she was doing bad things, yes, she killed people, but in the end, I didn't feel very threatened by her character, to be honest. And I didn't feel like anybody was in really any kind of danger. I think in the end, the ending was okay. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't good, it wasn't great, because she wasn't really defeated per se. She defeated herself. So I don't think that was a very good ending, but all in all, there was interesting elements. The story was enjoyable. Wasn't great, was enjoyable, and yeah, that was just it. It was just enjoyable, by numbers, but enjoyable. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like the Eternals. It was as bad as Shang-Chi by any means, but it wasn't as good as Spider-Man No Way Home, and that's sad because it's Doctor Bloody Strange. Well, the person that I believe should replace it, that is the Tony Stark replacement in a sense. But unfortunately, his second outing is even weaker than Tony's second outing. So it's very cheap in terms of that. And it's very sad, because I really kind of respect Doctor Strange in certain ways. I was really kind of hoping that his character would be really good in this. But it was pretty much okay. What saved this movie was the acting. Elizabeth Olsen did a very good job playing crazy. She played the crazy good. I liked her. I believe that she was crazy, and to a certain point, I believe that she was threatening. She was actually threatening, and she had that threatening presence. So I honestly believe that she was menacing, and I believe her menace. Doctor Strange was really good too. Benedict Cumberbatch is really good as Doctor Strange. It's really great. I really enjoy his character, and I hope to see more of him. America Chavez, I didn't really care about her. Her character was really flat, not really anything interesting. The acting was very stiff. Didn't really like it. So, well, it was really good. Doctor Strange Multiverse. You should watch it. It's on Disney Plus right now. You should check it out. And guys, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on the video. And if you've watched Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, did you enjoy it? And if not, what did you hate about it? Or if you did enjoy it, what did you enjoy about it? And see you guys in the next one. Peace.